We've heard it time and time again. The most difficult challenge in a partner program is improving partner engagement, also called partner activation. Even if you've only been in the partnerships game for a few months, you're probably already dealt with this in your program. As Rick van den Bosch, founder of Chanext, once said, for every 100 partners that you recruit for your partner program, 80 will turn inactive. That's the hard reality of the average channel team. But why is this? Why do such a large percentage of the partners we successfully recruit end up becoming inactive? What Rick is describing is actually not a new concept. This is called the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle. And it's been used as a framework for everything from channel partnerships to romantic ones, since it was invented in the early 1900s by Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. The Pareto principle states that 80% of outcomes or outputs results from 20% of all causes or inputs from any given event. In partnerships, we can think of the outputs as desired outcomes, such as leads submitted. The causes or inputs could be the partners themselves. As Rick states, this means that around 80% of your leads are driven by roughly 20% of your total partners. That's a large amount of untapped potential just sitting in the corner of your partner program. Before we dive into who the 20% and the 80% are, it's important to remember that the Pareto principle is just that, a principle. While this phenomenon is alive and well in partner programs, it doesn't occur in all of them. There are plenty of programs that have managed to break the 80-20 rule by adjusting where and how they're investing their resources. Hopefully, by the end of this course, you'll be ready to do the same. The first step in breaking the 80-20 rule is to understand the profile of the partners in both categories. Let's start with the heroes of our program, the mighty 20%. These are folks who are a good fit for the business, are partners with whom you have a strong and easy working relationship, generate high quality leads, have higher conversions and drive higher revenue for the business, have an above average time to conversion rate. And lastly, has an audience with a higher incremental and lifetime value. You can read more about this concept in our accompanying article. Now, since we call the 20% of our heroes, it would be very easy to turn to the 80% of inactive partners into the villains of this story. I mean, since there are successful partners in your program, when it comes to the 80%, the problem must lie with them, right? That is wrong. I hate to be the one to tell you, but it's very likely that the majority of the fault lies within you and your team. And don't worry, we've all made mistakes and we will all make more in the future. The key is to learn from these mistakes and improve our focus. With this in mind, let's take a look at our underdogs, the 80%. These are folks who bring in less qualified leads or less revenue in general, have a higher time to conversion rate, and lastly, likely rely heavily on your marketing channels to convert a lead, making the conversion much more pricey. Due to these attributes, these partners often get pigeonholed in the don't bother category of your program. And here is where the vicious cycle begins. By pushing these partners off to the side, so to speak, you almost guarantee that they won't be given the attention and support needed to help them drive more beneficial traffic for your business. This also guarantees that they will become frustrated with the program and therefore become inactive. I mean, who wants to work with someone who assumes you're going to fail and does nothing to prevent it from happening, right? This is where we see one of the biggest mistakes in partner programs, and the biggest reason the 80-20 rule is so prevalent today. Partner teams often put all their resources into partner recruitment and very little into what happens when the partner is in the program. We will talk more about this in the next video. All this said, it's important to address that some partners are just not a good fit for your program. Some key reasons for this might include 1. Unable to drive mutual value. 2. Misaligned values or communication styles. 3. Incompatible audiences. Or 4. Changes in operations or objectives. The more that you focus your efforts on understanding how the 80-20 rule is operating in your program and how to break it, the more you'll be able to identify these kinds of partners before they even apply. Be sure to continuously revisit documents like your ideal partner persona, ideal customer profile, and your KPIs to ensure they align with the new data you're discovering in this process.